Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, put on your shoes, and decide to take your usual walk around the neighborhood. The air is cool, the sky is soft. But a few minutes in, your knees begin to ache. Your lower back starts to tighten. And your steps feel a little slower than yesterday. You tell yourself it's normal, it's just age. But something in your gut whispers, maybe this isn't helping the way it used to. For decades, we've been told that walking is the best thing older adults can do to stay healthy. But what if that's no longer enough? What if walking, even with the best intentions, isn't actually making you stronger? If you've been doing your daily walk, checking the box, but still feel weak in your legs, off balance, or nervous on stairs, this video is for you. Because today, I want to share something different. 3 simple, safe exercises that go beyond walking. Movements that help your muscles, joints, and balance in ways a walk simply can't. You don't need a gym. You don't need fancy equipment. You just need a little time and the willingness to try. So stay with me, because if you've been feeling like walking isn't working anymore, you're not wrong and you're not alone. And if any of this feels familiar, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss more practical videos like this one. Why walking isn't enough after 70. Let's talk honestly. Walking is a good thing. It gets you outside. It lifts your mood. It keeps your joints moving and your circulation flowing. It's low impact, and it can be a beautiful part of your daily rhythm. But here's the thing. If you're over 70, walking alone might not be enough to protect what matters most: your strength, your balance, and your independence. Eleanor is 74. She's one of those people who never misses a walk. Every morning, rain or shine, she laces up her shoes and makes her way around the block. Her neighbors wave. She says hello to the mailman. It's been her routine for years. But something began to change. Even with her regular walking, she noticed that standing up from the couch felt harder. Her knees wobbled. Her hands reached instinctively for the armrest. Then came a moment that really scared her. One afternoon, Eleanor was walking her granddaughter home from school. They were laughing, holding hands. Suddenly, the little girl tripped on a crack in the sidewalk. Eleanor tried to react, but her legs just didn't move fast enough. The child was fine, just a scraped knee. But Eleanor couldn't stop thinking about it. What if it had been worse? That moment stayed with her. Here's the truth. Once you reach your 70s, your body naturally begins to lose muscle mass and strength in a process called sarcopenia. You may not feel it happening. There's no pain, no injury, but it's real. And it affects more than just your ability to lift things. It slows your reflexes, weakens your balance, and chips away at your independence. Walking is good, but it's not targeted. It doesn't challenge the deep, stabilizing muscles in your core and hips. It doesn't rebuild the strength needed to rise from the toilet or catch yourself if you stumble. So no, you don't have to give up your walks. Keep them. Enjoy them. But understand, if you want to stay strong, steady, and safe, you need a little more. And it starts right here, with one small movement in your living room. Ready? Let's begin. Exercise 1, chair stands. At first glance, it might seem too simple to matter. Sitting down, standing up. That's it, right? But done with intention and consistency, this one movement can restore strength to your legs, your core, and even your confidence. Let me tell you about Harold. He's 76, lives alone, and always thought he was doing fine. But over the past year, he started noticing something. He was using his arms to push himself up from the couch more and more. Getting out of his favorite recliner took a little rocking, a little momentum. And once he stood up, he often felt a bit unsteady. His daughter, who's a physical therapist, suggested a change. "Dad," she said, "every morning before breakfast, try 5 chair stands, no hands, just legs." So he did. The first few days were shaky. He had to rest after just 3, but he kept going. After a week, he could do 5, then 10. And within a month, Harold was standing up without using his arms at all and feeling proud of it. Here's how you do it. Sit in a firm chair with your feet flat on the floor. Cross your arms over your chest. Lean forward slightly. Engage your legs and stand up slowly. Then sit down just as slowly. That's 1. Breathe steady. Try 5 at first. Rest as you need to. Build from there. This movement targets your quadriceps, glutes, and abdominal muscles. These are the exact muscles you use to get out of bed, rise from the toilet, climb stairs, and catch yourself if you trip. By strengthening them, you're training your body to rely on muscle, not momentum. Chair stands also help you develop something even more important than strength: awareness. The way your feet press into the ground, the way your core engages to lift you, the way your breath connects with your movement. These subtle things come back to life the more you practice, and that awareness carries into your daily routine. Suddenly, you're not just moving, you're moving with confidence. Harold now includes chair stands in his morning routine, right after brushing his teeth. No equipment, no noise, just strength, quietly returning, 1 rep at a time. So if you're watching this, and you've ever felt like you're pushing up with your arms, or you struggle a bit getting out of a chair, this might be your sign to start. And if you've already tried this exercise, let others know it works. Leave a comment below that simply says, "Chair stands work." And if you're finding this video helpful so far, go ahead and give it a like. It helps this information reach more people who might need it. Exercise 2, wall push-ups. You don't need the floor, you don't need weights, and you definitely don't need a gym. All you need is a wall and a little bit of space. That's it. Barbara is 71. She never thought much about upper body strength. For most of her life, she stayed active by walking, doing a bit of gardening, and keeping her home in order. She figured as long as her legs worked and she could move around, everything was fine. But slowly, everyday tasks started to feel different. Lifting a full kettle made her arms shake. Opening a stubborn jar took more effort. Even pulling the car door shut felt harder than it used to. She didn't feel weak exactly, just less capable. And that sense of losing control, it started to bother her. Then one day, her neighbor Jane, who teaches a fitness class for seniors at the local community center, came by to drop off some muffins. Barbara mentioned her frustration. And Jinian smiled gently and said, "Start with 5 wall push-ups every day. No rush, no pressure. Just try." Barbara hesitated. It sounded too easy to matter. But the next morning, she gave it a go. 2 weeks later, she was shocked by the difference. She wasn't lifting heavy things or doing complicated workouts, but she felt stronger. Her arms had more control. Her back didn't ache as much. And perhaps most important of all, her posture improved. She stood taller, and she said it felt like her whole upper body woke up. Here's how wall push-ups work. Stand about an arm's length away from a flat wall. Place your palms against the wall at shoulder height, shoulder width apart. Your feet stay firmly planted. Keep your body straight. Don't let your hips sag or your back arch. Slowly bend your elbows and lean toward the wall, bringing your chest closer. Then gently press back until your arms are straight again. That's 1 push-up. Start with 5 to 10. Go slow. Focus on your breath. Let your body adjust. This simple movement builds strength in your chest, shoulders, arms, and upper back. All the muscles you use to push open doors, carry bags, or even support your body when getting up from bed. But it does more than that. Wall push-ups help restore posture and coordination. And as your posture improves, so does your balance, breathing, and overall confidence. Barbara now makes wall push-ups a daily ritual before lunch. Just a few reps, but each one is a message to herself. I'm not done. I can still grow stronger. If you haven't tried wall push-ups yet, today might be a good day to start. And if you've already discovered their benefits, share your experience in the comments. Someone out there might be waiting for that small push of encouragement. And of course, if you're enjoying this video and want more tips like this, tap the subscribe button and give us a like. It helps us bring this message to more people who need it. Exercise 3. Heel-to-toe balance walk. Strength is important, but balance? That's what keeps you standing. That's what keeps you safe. George is 78. He's never had a serious fall, never broken a bone, and for most of his life, he's been steady on his feet. But over the past few months, he began to notice little things, small signals that something was changing. He'd reach for the phone and feel a tiny wobble. When stepping out of the shower, he held onto the towel bar just a second longer than usual. On a windy afternoon, walking across his porch, he caught himself shifting weight more carefully, a bit unsure. Nothing dramatic, but enough to make him pause, enough to make him wonder. At his annual checkup, he mentioned it casually, almost as a joke. "I'm not falling down, Doc," he said, "but I'm not bouncing back up the way I used to either." His doctor didn't laugh. Instead, she nodded and said something George would remember for a long time. "Let's work on your balance now, before your balance works against you." She introduced him to one simple movement, the heel-to-toe balance walk. Here's how it works. You find a hallway or a stretch of wall that's clear. Stand tall with your shoulders relaxed. Then, slowly and intentionally, step forward, placing the heel of one foot directly in front of the toes of your other foot. Like walking on a tightrope. Then do it again and again. Keep your gaze forward, not down. Engage your core. Breathe. Aim for 10 to 20 steady steps. And if you need the wall for support, that's okay. What matters is consistency. George started small. He laughed the first time he tried. This feels like something kids do on the playground. But within a week, he noticed a change. He wasn't just more balanced, he was more confident. Turning corners didn't feel uncertain anymore. Picking up something from the floor wasn't a careful chore. It was natural. He said, "It's like my body remembered how to trust itself again." What's happening is this. Heel-to-toe walking activates all the stabilizing muscles in your feet, ankles, and hips. It sharpens the communication between your brain and your body, teaching it to stay upright even when things shift around you. And for older adults, that training can be life-changing. It also builds mindfulness, because every step in this exercise is slow and intentional. Your brain tunes into your movement. You begin walking differently all day, not just more carefully, but more present. That alone can reduce your risk of falling. George now walks his hallway heel to toe every morning, right after brushing his teeth. It takes him less than a minute, but the benefits last all day. So if you've never tried this, maybe today is the day. Start slow. Use support if needed, and see how your body responds. And if you've already added this to your daily rhythm, I'd love to hear how it's helped. Leave a comment. Your story might give someone else the courage to begin. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more simple, powerful ways to stay strong, steady, and independent. We're just getting started. So let's take a step back, no pun intended. You've just learned 3 simple exercises. No machines, no heavy weights, no confusing instructions. Just a chair, a wall, and a hallway. That's it. And with those 3 things, you can start rebuilding the strength and stability that time may have quietly taken away. Now don't get me wrong, walking isn't bad. It's still a good part of your routine. It helps your heart, it gets you outside, and it's something familiar and comforting. But after 70, you need more than just steps. You need power in your legs, you need stability in your core, you need control in your arms and awareness in your feet. You need the kind of strength that lets you rise from a chair without using your hands, lift your grocery bags without strain, step into the bathtub with confidence, and hug someone you love without worrying about falling. Because strength isn't just about muscles. It's about freedom. The truth is, your muscles haven't forgotten how to work. They just haven't been asked to do their job for a while. These gentle, intentional movements, chair stands, wall push-ups, and heel-to-toe walking are like a knock on the door. And your body? It will respond. Maybe not overnight, maybe not without some stiffness at first, but slowly, surely, it will remember. And each time you show up for your body, it will show up for you. So here's my gentle invitation. Try just one of these this week. Start with the one that feels the most doable, or the one that made you pause, the one that made you think, I should try that. Don't do it to prove anything. Do it as an act of care, for your future self, for your independence, for the version of you who still wants to walk, lift, bend, play, and live on your own terms. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. And if this video gave you something to think about, if it made you feel seen or understood, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below. Let me know which exercise you're going to try first. Your story might be the one that helps someone else feel brave enough to begin too. And as always, if this felt helpful, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone you care about. Because strength is something we build together, and your next step starts right now.